Hi, Peter Eliades with you. This is Thursday, September 26th. Stock market cycles update for that date. We did a special update today. Hopefully, those of you that were interested got notified of it in time. We actually tried to use different microphones, the ones on the webcam today, but we're back to our usual microphone again. There may be some sync problems, but this one is a lot better quality than the other one, so that's the one we're going to use. We're going to start out with a chart that we showed you on our special update. We did that update right around in here, and as you can see, when the bars had crossed below the two offset lines, we had a downside projection generated calling for 29.52 and change to 29.58 and change. And right after we did that update, we started going across and up a little bit, but stayed inside those projection lines. You can see that even at the close, we had not gotten above both the projection lines to complete an invalidation of the downside projection. We did get above one of them. And what this green line is telling us is if we continue and get above the second line, this will be the initial projection that was given by the crossing above the red line, and that's up around the 29.95, 96 level. So that's interesting, but that has not been confirmed as yet. That's something to watch for tomorrow. Any kind of move sideways to up in the first hour or two tomorrow will confirm a projection up into that level. So keep your eye on that on the very short term. What we do want to show you is a chart we didn't get a chance to show you earlier in our update, and I don't want to call it a spectacular chart, but it's a pretty good chart. This is where we did the update right around here after we had confirmed the downside projections. This chart gave the exact low in terms of the downside move today before the rally started, and it gave the virtually exact high right into the projection window after the rally. So those two projections. Now, those aren't the only ones on this particular offset. Take a look at the recent projections. 1, 2, 3, 4, bingo. Bingo, a little bit above here, but I think another longer offset caught that. Can't be perfect with this one offset, but in terms of these three projections, we're virtually perfect today. So bear with us, folks. This is an exciting process here. I'm beginning to see how very great these projections work out. I always had an appreciation for them. I've been doing them for 30 years or longer. And what I used to have to do was do them by hand. And when I had the computer without this software, then I could do a measurement process and go from low to the lowest and highest point in between the crossing and make a markup above. Look what we can do here. We have to do almost absolutely nothing. As long as you have the correct offsets in there, the projection windows are given to you. You click on them, they give you the numbers. You click on the numbers, they go away. I can't tell you how excited I am about this software. So that's what happened today, and that's where we stand on the very short term. Before we leave, however, I want to show you charts that we don't too often look at, and that's a daily closing chart on the S&P 500. This is a daily closing price projection chart, S&P 500. These are not the new software lines. These are the old software lines I used to use. Instead of being exactly 12.1 and 13.8, I had to round them off. This one is 12-day offset, and this is a 14-day offset. But look what happened at the close today. It's too close to call anything yet, but we came and closed below, at this point with a close, we're below both these offset lines. Now, I took the liberty of measuring and saying, if indeed we start below, we'll go down to at least what price on a closing basis. Remember, these are closing price projections. And the answer came back to be this line here, right around 29.47 or so. So if we get a downside close of any kind tomorrow, we will get a projection, the closing price projection, down to at least 29.47. And that could lead to lower projections, but that would be the initial projection that we're looking at. While we're looking at this chart, we might as well take a look at what the projections are, the nominal 10-week projections with the 5-week offsets. for closing projections because we haven't looked at closing projections. We've looked at the intraday ones. This is the closing price projection, nominal 10-week, for the S&P cash, 2091.33. 3091.33 to 3117.51, rounded off. Let's have some fun and do the other ones too. Let's look at the Dow Industrials. INDU. I am in awe and wonder how these things are done automatically when I had to work so long and so hard over the years to compile them and put them together. This is for the Dow. You notice the initial crossing, then the confirmation by going above the second line. Remember, these are closing price projections, and these offsets, instead of being midpoints of bars, of the daily bars, are actually the closing prices for the S&P. So that's how we get the projection. We use closes to where the lowest point is. We use closing offsets, and we come up with closing price projections. For the Dow, 27,876 rounded off to 28,275 rounded off. So that's what we're looking at. And the only way to invalidate the upside projection, as you can see on the Dow, is to come back down into this area and go below all these offset lines. That's it for today. We'll be doing an update, a weekend update tomorrow, probably a little longer than usual. Please, again, bottom right of your screen, click on the red banner, the little red banner, to subscribe. No charges involved. Once you subscribe, click on the bell. You'll be notified of any intraday updates that we do. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow.